Hey everyone, it's Alicia. Welcome back to my channel. No scary mask, no scary Binky the clown. Thank goodness, Binky is so scary. Are you noticing the changes to Binky? Oh, they're subtle, but they're there. You may want to keep an eye on that. You never know when a challenge is going to appear. I'm really excited to tell you that if you have not seen My Imaginations UK's project for this week's Spooktacular Halloween, I've put the link down below. You've got to go check this project out. First of all, I loved everybody's projects this week. Crafty Michelle, you did the most outstanding job choosing people for this collab because no one makes at all in the same way. And this week, every project was amazing and so innovative and so creative and so many different ways to make, so many different styles, mixed media, all the way to jewelry making, and we have My Imaginations UK's phenomenal project. I love them all, but I swooned over her project. Y'all know I make wearable art, and I love wearable art, but I gotta tell you, I looked at this project she made, and I was like, girl, I gotta send you some shoes because you gotta make me a pair of shoes. You are so creative, and like you, I would wear those every day. Oh yes. Now I'm gonna try to make a pair, but I'm probably gonna do it with sneakers. But I loved everything about your project and everything about your project share. And I'm serious. If you ever want to make me a pair of shoes, I will happily send you the shoes, pay for the postage and the materials. I think you did a great job. And that was so creative of you. I was so excited. So excited. I put that link down below, folks. Make sure to check it out if you haven't already. So inspiring. Isn't it amazing what people innovate? I find it just so rewarding. This whole experience has been rewarding. If you have not participated in a collab, I strongly encourage you to give it a try. This has been a labor of love. A labor of love. I have enjoyed every minute of the making and every minute of watching the videos. And I'm getting all sorts of ideas. Oh, yes, I am. And I'm writing them down on a little list for the holidays and for my upcoming swaps. I have indeed. I want to thank all the new subscribers who are here. You know, I only know you're here when you speak up. Today I watch a papermaker in Poland, as I've told you guys. She lives in Poland. She has a huge following and a huge platform. She's really quite skilled. And today I was watching, she was doing a project share about stamps, about making like little kind of stamps from your scraps. And she does some beautiful making. And she all does it by hand using those little kid scissors I use, not even a die. Like, she's super innovative, very talented. Her stuff looks better than a die cut after it's done, even though she all does it all by hand. That's how good she is. And one of the things she was saying is that she was looking at her analytics this week and she realized with a great deal of disappointment that a lot of her subscribers don't hit the notification bell. And that kind of saddened her. And she's like, why? And I was like, wait, you look at analytics? Now I have to remember she has a huge platform, that her channel is likely monetized. She's on design teams, I'm sure. So no wonder she's looking at her analytics. But still, I was like, wait, you check analytics? Folks, I don't check analytics. I just don't. I know you're here when you speak up because I look at your comments, I read all your comments, and I respond to them. So it was so nice to see so many of you commenting and participating in this mini challenge to rename this channel. Hi, Divian. I did know about you because a couple of people on this channel who I do chat with told me that they've recently become friends with you and that they were excited that you were part of the community. So even though you haven't been commenting, I did know you were here. But I saw others of you that came on and participated. So I want to say welcome. I really hope you find a voice here. I hope you feel comfortable here. I hope you feel welcome here. I hope you feel that you can one day share your art with us here. That would make me really happy. So welcome, y'all. Welcome. I want to say we have a little bit of sad news from Heather Manning. And again, doesn't this just prove that Tony Craftpurge was very wise to make that video for us last week? So Heather, who, if you haven't checked out Heather's work or her project shares, you may want to take a look. This lady really does invest every time she does a swap. And it's so evident in her pocket letters in particular. You know, she's a fairly clean maker, but she tries to match up to the person's style, and she invests and she uses the colors they like and the style they like, and she'll go out and get a paper pad just to create for them, and she really invests in it. So imagine how heartbroken she was when she makes her first ever altered notebook, because she doesn't do books usually. Well, this lady likes books, so she went and altered up her first ever book. She made her all these homemade goodies, sent it all off to her, and being Heather's even more organized than I am, I think. She took a photograph of the package, photograph of the receipt for the shipping, and sent it to the woman so she would know to expect it and also to watch it for tracking. Do you know that that woman didn't even say thank you? Didn't even acknowledge that she got the package. Now, this isn't a formal swap group. That is very odd behavior. For those of you who are new to swapping, here's something you got to know. When you're in a swap group and someone sends you a package, you should let them know that you received it right away. You should say, hey, I got your package. Thanks so much. You can send them a text. You can send them an email. You can go onto their channel or their Instagram. Just leave them a note. Ideally, you want to do a video or an upload to Instagram with a photograph, but at the very least, say, hey, got your package. Thanks so much. It takes 2 seconds, guys. 2 seconds. Well, this woman didn't even say anything to Heather. Didn't say the package arrived. Didn't say thanks so much for what you sent. Nada. Heather didn't hear from her at all. That's not the worst part of the story, folks. She never sent Heather back her swap. So Tony's right. We have to heed her warning. Thank you again, Tony, for doing that video. Thank you. Because sometimes this woman who leads her life with her heart forgets that there are people that don't always. And that can be real heartbreaking. And Heather got her heart broken a little, folks. Swap never came back. And Heather's not the type that's going to go to the admin and be like, can one of the angels make me a swap? Because she knows that means the admin are going to make her the swap. And I can tell you from doing Holy Swappers, if someone didn't do their swap, I would happily replace it. But I'm a slow maker. It might take me a few weeks, but I would happily do it. I would happily do it, Heather. But I know why you didn't want to ask. I get it. I get it. And it would be nice if the admin offered. It would be nice. But, folks, heartbreaking. So either swap with folks you know, or you've met, or you've seen that they're constantly participating and they're reliable, or do what Tony suggested. Have them send you their swap first, just as a self-protection mechanism. Now, this swap that Heather did is a very organized swap on Facebook. So, and this is an annual swap, mandatory, where everyone knows well in advance, months in advance, that it's due. So there shouldn't have been a flaker, but there was, and it was Heather's partner. So really heed Tony's warning. It's worth it. Look, I would never gotten into swapping if Carmen Gores hadn't graciously asked me if I wanted to swap, knowing that I was new to YouTube. That was so nice of her. But we were part of Lily's community, and she saw I was on there every day. She saw I had sent stuff to Lily. It was still a big risk. It was back then, because I was still new, right? But she took the gamble. After meeting me in person, she took the gamble, and I was so grateful to her, because that was my first YouTube swap and a chance for me to, at that point, show what I was capable of at that point, and then I would follow through. And without Carmen, I wouldn't have my start. So it's not like I'm thinking that you shouldn't give people their start. Everyone has to start somewhere, folks. Just make sure that they are at least reliable or participating in challenges. I've got many people on this channel who have not done a formal swap on YouTube or Instagram, but they've entered loads of challenges, either mine or other people's. They've sent people little packages. They're on here all the time. They've got a proven track record. So there's no reason to be worried. Even though they haven't done a formal swap, there's no reason at all to be worried about them. They're very reliable, and they've proven to be so. But if the person's brand new and they haven't done challenges, or you don't know them at all and they don't have a history, maybe think about heeding Tony's warning and have them send the swap first, just so that you don't get hurt like Heather. Because, for Heather, it's not about the goodies. It's not about the money she spent on supplies or the paper pads, because she always buys something special for the person. Seriously, she does. It's that she put all that time in to learn how to make the altered notebook, and then the time to actually make it and all the goodies. It hurts. It hurts when you work all month at a swap and the person doesn't even say, hey, thanks. So something to keep in mind, folks. I know disappointments are inevitable, and at some point we're all going to have this experience. I told you I had it when I first started, and then Carmen and Sabrina both warned me about it, so I was very cautious from that point forward. But we're all going to have it happen at least once. Tony had it happen. I'm sure Lily's had it happen when she first started. Everybody's had it happen. But if you can minimize the amount of times that it happens to you, that would be better. Because who needs that much heartbreak? Who needs that much heartbreak? None of us, that's for sure. I want to say also, before I tell you about the name change, I want to say that we have a few people on our channel who really could use some cheer up rack. I'm thinking about making a few little self-care kits. And so that's what I'm thinking of sending these folks. But I'm wondering if any of you who aren't doing projects right now, maybe you want to put together a small little Happy Mail package. So I'll let you know what's going on. As you know, Miss Sabrina has hurt her back very badly. She needs back surgery. She is stuck at home. This is not a lady who likes to be anchored anywhere. Like me, she likes to keep busy, busy, busy. And she can't really do that with this back injury. So it's hard on her. It's hard on her physically. She's in pain all the time. And it's hard on her emotionally. And so I bet you a tiny little bit of Happy Mail would make a world of difference to Miss Sabrina K. Alicia, Love Letter Generation, has been in and out of hospital, folks, all week. And it's been a really rough time for her. She's had a series of health challenges this month that have just taken a toll. That's the best way to put it. It's taken a toll. You know, physically it's taken a toll. Creatively it's taken a toll. In her recent video, she talks about the fact that she just doesn't even feel like herself. It's been brutal. And I know she would really benefit from some Happy Mail, for real. She really would. It's very tough to be in pain and sick and ill chronically. Pat and I can speak for that. And anyone on here with autoimmune. And you know, recently, Miss Judy shared that she's also living with autoimmune. I was so touched that Judy shared that. Thanks again, Judy. It's nice that so many people feel comfortable enough to say, hey, I'm also living with autoimmune. There are many of us on here with chronic problems. Kayla says she also has very complex back issues. She understands Miss Sabrina's pain quite a bit because she herself lives with it. There are a number of people on here with issues, so you understand that when you're living with chronic pain or you're chronically sick, you know, it's debilitating and it's hard to live with emotionally. Those of us with chronic autoimmune, we've learned how to live with feeling like we have the flu all the time. But when you don't have something like that, when you're sick all month and in and out of hospital, it can wear you out and down. So again, I'm sure Alicia would really love even the tiniest little Happy Mail would probably brighten her whole day, folks. Really would probably brighten her whole day. Speaking of Miss Pat Sweeney, she is living with progressive MS, and I know from living with autoimmune, it's a tough daily struggle. And while she is wonderful, but she's had a really bad cold, I noticed she wasn't on yet today. That worries me. Carrie Martin and Miss Kayla, I know you check on her daily. Is Pat okay? Because I know those of us with autoimmune, when we get colds, we're at risk of pneumonia, and I'm a little worried about Pat. When I don't see Pat on, I get concerned. So Kayla and Carrie, please let me know if Pat's okay. I'm concerned. I think Pat also could use a little Happy Mail, guys. Again, living with a chronic illness every day is difficult. Getting a cold with it that can morph into bronchitis and pneumonia overnight and become life-threatening is terrifying. So she has been battling this cold. I hope she's winning that battle. But again, a little bit of Happy Mail can give you a whole lot of oomph. And so if any of you are in the mood, it would be nice to send Pat a little treat of some kind. Something you innovate yourself. I did manage to find those little mini pillboxes. I forgot to share that with you. I found 3 of them. I was so excited. I only found them today. So that means those little ones that I found that I want to put candy in for Donna Dreams ×3 and Tony Craftbirch. Because I don't know if you all know this, but Tony shared with us on here that she is currently living with pregnancy-induced autoimmune diabetes. So another autoimmuner in our circle, folks. So I want to send Donna Dreams and Tony the little travel pill case like I did for Alicia, and I got one for Pat. And Pat may want to put her emergency medicine in that. So I'm going to send those off this week too. Yay! I was so excited to find those because they're really convenient because they can just hang from your pants or your purse. And if you don't have your purse, put it on your pants. Nobody will see it. It's teeny, but it can be a lifesaver if you have diabetes or for Pat for emergency medicine. Pretty amazing. So those are for Donna Dreams, Tony Craftbirch, and Pat Sweeney. And now let's talk a little bit about the amazing names that you suggested. Oh, I love so many of them. Dawn suggested crafting with the heart or crafting from the heart. I loved that name. If not for Crafty Kimchi reminding the old advertiser Alicia that my name needs to be associated in some way with the channel in order for the transition to work, I probably would have gone with that. I loved it because that's very much what I believe this is about. But Crafty Kimchi's right. Either I got to keep Wagman or I got to keep Alicia. And Wagman's probably better than Alicia, but for the names that I like most, Alicia works better. I was also surprised that so many of you said, why not just leave it Wagman 510? We're fine with it. And that's something I have to sleep on. But I did say that I would pick a winner for today, so regardless of whether or not I change it or I leave it, but I think I'm going to change it. I'm going to sleep on it a couple more nights, but I think I'm going to change it. I'm here to announce the winner. And it was a really tough call. If I didn't need to put my name in, I would have either gone with Crafting from the Heart or Monty's suggestion, The Scrappy Professor. I loved The Scrappy Professor. Loved, capital L. And Crafting from the Heart or with the Heart is very much what I think this channel is about. So Don's suggestion and Monty's suggestion were really, really amazing, and I love them both. But the winner is Miss Jellybean Junction. Because if I manage to change this name, and I think I'm going to, it's going to be to Alicia's Crafty Hoplop. Jellybean made loads of great suggestions, but that's the one that stuck for me. So I am going to take a couple of nights to sleep on it, but I think, folks, that's where we're going. Alicia's Crafty Hoplop. Now, I won't be able to make that transition until I get my new laptop and I have the new setup and I can create a nice little thumbnail and, you know, fancy it up. Like, not as fancy as some of the other videos, but more professional than this Hoplop. Although it's still going to be a Hoplop. That's why I chose that name. So, Miss Jellybean, you won. Now I was laughing to myself. I'm like, well, I'm going to have to go to my reliable suppliers in LA to get you your dies. So I'll take a look for those tomorrow and make some selections of some craftiness to have sent your way. Thank you so much to everyone for participating. I am super grateful to each and every one of you. You are fabulous. I loved so many of the names. Do you know what I love most of all? Through the names, I realized that what I hoped this channel would be is in fact what you think it is. And that means that I've realized that goal. So I am most grateful to all of you for letting me know that. That was a gift. That was a gift from you to me. So I'm glad you feel that that's what this is about. That's how I live my life. That's how I want this community to be. That's what I would like art to be. Art is about inspiration. And I think it is a blessing to be creative and to have this outlet. And so I'm glad you feel that way when you come here. And thanks for not minding that I'm so PG. I really kind of felt a little bit nerdy after I watched those other channels. I'm like, you're so PG, Alicia. Wow. I mean, it's not how I really see myself, but clearly I'm PG. So I was so relieved that so many of you find that refreshing, because I was like, wow, you know, not what I thought of myself until I saw the other channels. And then I went, no, you're PG. You're not even like AA, like adult accompaniment. No, you're PG, girlfriend. And that's just the way it is. Thanks to each and every one of you for making this channel so spectacular. Really, again, thank you for the gift of letting me know that this channel is becoming what I wanted it to be. And I will be back on very shortly with the announcement of who won the Spooktacular Halloween jumping around commenting mini challenge. I'm not going to do a whole big thing. I'm just going to announce the winner. I'll pull it out of the Blessed hat, but I'll probably do that off camera because I want to use the thumbnail and keep it short and professional and sweet in case my fellow collaborators want to come on and see who won. But I did have to go and look at all the videos to see who was entered. Wasn't as many as I would have thought, but there was a decent amount. Just I would have thought there'd be more maybe that wanted to go around and see each one. But a decent size, decent number of people went and commented. And I really appreciate that because I want to support everybody in this. Look, it's a big commitment to make a project every week, to share it. So many of my collaborators do tutorials each and every week, which is an even bigger gift to our community. You know, often my projects are too complicated, I feel like, to do a tutorial in 15 minutes or less. Plus, I don't have that over-shoulder mount that you need for that. When I get home, I'll have it. But I don't have one here. So it'd be real tough for me to give a tutorial, especially on that interactive book. But I'm very impressed that so many of them did give a tutorial. Or like Sabrina, made it on the spot. Impressive, folks. So impressive. I have loved each and every minute of this collab. Again, if you have not done a collab, please give it a try. It's such a wonderful experience. Right now, the Happymailstamper has a call out for anyone who wants to do a monthly collab. She has it currently running, and it's been running for a couple of years already, but they're looking for new people to join. And it's a Happy Mail collab where once a month you create pieces that would go into a Happy Mail package and you share it. So if you're interested in joining a collab, contact the Happymailstamper. I'll put her channel down below too. All right, folks, that's it for now. I'll be back on one more time tonight just to announce the winner of the Spooktacular Halloween Challenge, and then I'm off to beddy bye. I hope whatever you do for the rest of your day, it gives you a lot of joy and happiness. And I also want to say that Miss Kathy Katzel Create, my girlfriend, before I part, I have to say this, is really undergoing a huge transition in her life. She made a video today that kind of broke my heart just a little bit because I remember having days like this. She's recently moved back in with her parents, who she adores, and she loves being close to her grandbabies and her family, but she doesn't have a minute to herself and zero privacy, and that's a real tough way to live. So again, if you have it in you to send little racks to anybody, I bet you Kathy Katzel Create could use one. She does not have a second. She just got a job. Congratulations, girlfriend. You got a job. Of course you did, because you're so detail-oriented and so committed and so responsible. Of course your sister-in-law wants to hire you. However, it means she now has even less time. And the little time she does have is constantly interrupted. It's been hard on her, folks. If you haven't watched her video, or if you watched her video, you'd understand exactly what I mean. So if you have it in your heart to bless someone, you have it in your heart to make someone's day better, I know my friend Kathy could really use that. So I'll just remind you again, Crafting with Liller has some cracked skin. Maybe I didn't mention that earlier. She said she couldn't even get her nails done. I got her some special hand cream, but she could use a self-care package. She's having some skin issues. Pat Sweeney is living with chronic MS and has been suffering with an MS cold that I hope hasn't morphed into something more serious. Our very own Sabrina Kay, the country crafter, has hurt her back very badly and needs surgery. She could use a package. And the lovely and uber talented Alicia Love Letter Generation has been chronically sick this month and has been in and out of hospital. And I know her spirits need a little lifting. Those of you who make cards, even just sending those women cards would make their day. Something to think about. All right, guys, that's it for now. I'll see you in a few minutes with the Spooktacular winner and a quick good night. Happy Sunday, y'all. Happy Sunday. Bye for now.